Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Today, most of us as Christians are not ready. Not when it comes to sharing our faith, that is. In fact, only a very small percentage of us have ever had the joy of leading another adult, whether it be a friend, neighbor, family member, or coworker, into a life-changing relationship with Jesus Christ. So how small is small? Surveys say only 5% of all adult Christians ever lead another adult to Christ. You know, it shouldn't be this way. The gospel means good news, not a good secret. Central to our Christian faith is the privilege and responsibility we all have been given for sharing Jesus with others. God has told us to go, but we often don't. Why? It's not because we can't see the need. We do. It's everywhere. We see pain, questioning, confusion, and lostness etched on people's faces every day, don't we? People are searching. But for many of us, we keep silent. We keep silent because we lack confidence. We keep silent because we lack know-how. And we keep silent because we lack a meaningful way to engage those around us. In other words, we're just not ready. Explore can change that. It can make us not only ready, but even better, confident and excited about sharing with others the good news of Jesus Christ.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
You can be. I invite you to join me and my Explore classmates these next 5 weeks as we seek to master our faith in a new way, in a way that makes us not just ready when it comes to sharing our faith with others, but genuinely excited about doing so. So come on in. Well, welcome everyone to Explore. I am delighted to have you join with me. I'm Robert Lewis, and this is the first of 5 sessions of the Explore training series. And hopefully it's going to be a time in which you're going to have your spiritual horizons expanded. But most importantly, during this time that we spend together, you're going to find some encouragement that will give you confidence to one day connect other people around you to the good news of Jesus Christ. And I also want to welcome those of you who are joining us via video in your small group, or maybe you're even alone, but we want you to come in and join us. We're excited that you're here as well. And though we're not going to be able to interact with you personally, I hope as you go through this Explore series with the rest of us here in our small group, that you're going to find this Explore instruction easy to follow, motivating, and ultimately as a way of connecting you with the people around you so that you can share the good news of Jesus Christ. So we're glad that you're here. This first session that we're going to spend together, folks, is an orientation session on how to use Explore. You've got some materials in your hands, but the question is, how do you use those? What I'm going to do is acclimate you to those materials and hopefully get you set for the next 4 weeks where we'll actually get into Explore and begin to unwrap the information that's there. But what I'd like to do first of all is start here in this session with just a couple of introductory remarks. First of all, Explore has been produced by an organization called Life Ready. And Life Ready is a resource organization that is committed to equipping Christians to some of the more vital areas of life. Areas such as manhood, what does it mean to be a man? 21st century womanhood, what does it mean to be a woman in the modern world as a Christian woman with all these incredible new opportunities that women are having today? What does it mean to be married? The Life Ready material is to help people learn how to be married for a lifetime. What does it mean to be a good parent and to raise healthy, well-adjusted kids in this fast-paced world? And then lastly, what does it mean to be able to connect another person to the person of Jesus Christ, which is what our focus here is in this series called Explore. Secondly, I want you to know what the goals are of these 5 weeks that we're going to have together. The first goal is this. We want to encourage you in your faith. Let me ask you, how many of you became a Christian before 21? Before age 21? See, most of you did in this room. And that's true around the world. Most people become Christians before age 21. 2/3 of the church, in fact, according to statistics, become Christians before they're age 21. And because of that, a lot of us, we embrace the faith either as teenagers or maybe even as young children. And because of that, that's how we look at the faith from that original childlike perspective. One of the things that Explore will help you do in this series, first of all, is to encourage you to re-examine your faith from an adult perspective. A lot of us have never done that. A lot of us have never gone back and thought about our faith from an adult perspective. And so that's what we're going to be doing in this Explore series. And what I think you're going to find is the insights that you're going to gain as we spend time together are going to be refreshing to you, and it's going to even maybe expand your spiritual horizons about this remarkable faith that you embraced when you were a young person. The second thing we're going to do, we're going to equip you to share your faith. Now, when I say that, does that make some of you nervous? Some of you are probably thinking, is the bus going to drive up and they're going to load us on and take us down to the mall and go get them? You know, some people, the first time they hear about sharing your faith, that's the first thing they feel is a certain sense of intimidation, because sharing your faith is intimidating. You have images of knocking on doors and meeting strangers or being let out to do street evangelism and those kind of things. And the fact is, there are some people who are really good at that. But most of us, if we're honest, we're not. And unless somebody forced us to do that, we would never, ever do it like that. Unfortunately, because we don't do that, most of us find ourselves not sharing our faith at all. In fact, most of the Church of Jesus Christ every year never encounters one other non-Christian with the gospel. They meet a lot of people who don't know Christ, but they rarely engage them in any kind of substantial dialogue about the gospel of Jesus Christ. So I want you to know here at the beginning that this Explore series that we're going to go through is not about confrontational evangelism. So we're not going to put you out on the street or make you go door to door. What we're going to do is equip you for natural opportunities that you have every year. Did you know every Christian throughout a course of a year will have numerous opportunities to engage somebody with the gospel? They just happen naturally. In fact, those people oftentimes come up and ask you about your faith. It may be some current event, and they asked you, well, what do you think about that from a Christian perspective? They may have watched your life, maybe the way you parent or the way your marriage is, and they say, how come you do it like that? They may have some significant issue in their life, and they asked you for spiritual help. They say, you're a Christian. How would you handle that? Those are those natural entrees where they come and ask you. You don't go to them. They actually asked you. And I bet every Christian in this room, every Christian who's watching via video, will have some of those moments in the course of a year. The question is, what do you do when those moments come up? When they asked you, are you ready? Listen to what 1 Peter 3:15 says. Peter says to us, always be ready to give a defense or an account or an explanation to anyone who asks you about the hope that is within you. See, Peter, way back in the first century, was aware that as people just naturally lived their Christian lives, they would have these natural opportunities where people would come up and simply ask. And what he says is when they ask, you need to be ready. Are you?